Hey folks, Brian here. Fun episode today on the show. We're doing some weird thing with Christmas songs and Stephen King stuff. Anyway, you gotta see it to believe it. You can go to the Patreon, patreon.com/late night to get a video version of this episode as well as the ad-free version. And also, my new Christmas EP as Très Magnifique is out. You can get it. It's on gleaming white vinyl at TrésMagnifique.com. It's an EP. I've never done a 10-inch record before, but there it is this year. You can also get it at TrésMagnifique.bandcamp.com. All right, enjoy the show. Thank you for supporting us all the ways you do, Patreon, etc. And get ready for Best of 2024 next week. Looking at your sleeves when you did that, here's something I've never understood. People who wear sleeves that go down to like mid-palm.
You don't get it.
I don't get it. Explain it to me.
It's the comfort of
but then your hands are all like, what's going on with your hand? You're not. I need to be,
because it's cozy.
I need to be. I would rather be less cozy and more grabby. I need to be ready to spring into action. If
this is such a primate
grabbed.
Brain thing. You're like, I have an opposable thumb. I have to use it.
Oh, yeah, I do. All right. Here. Hey, wait. Have I ever told you that this is a visual joke? Right? Have I ever told you this is an old one for me? What has two thumbs and hates hand gestures? This guy.
That's good.
Thank you. I wrote that in the sense that one can write such things like 10 years ago.
No, that's very good. I like it a lot. But yeah, you not getting this indicates that you were not a middle school emo. So
I feel like it's more, at the risk of being reductive, more of a girl thing to have. Is that true? I mean, maybe. Is it more of an emo thing? Maybe, I don't know.
I'm being facetious. It's not. I think that it's also like, if you're able to do this with your sleeves, that's how you know it's a good sweatshirt. You know it's the right size because it's big enough that you can push it there and it's fine. But if you're having a little cozy moment, you can do that.
Well, I've never been cozy, actually. With my sleeves, I push them up to like, if you ever look at me in Ninja Brian, my sleeve is pushed up here
you
to
fucking sicko. That's so weird.
Even in hoodies, when I wear a hoodie, I push the sleeves up as much as I can.
Never seen you in a hoodie.
I wear hoodies. Really? I wear them all the time.
Do you mean like a zip up? I've seen you in zip ups.
Yeah, like a zip up with a hood. That's a hoodie. Is that not a hoodie to you?
I think we disagree on what a hoodie is.
What do you think a hoodie is?
Hoodie is no zip, pullover hood.
I think of a hoodie. I think hoodies can be zip or non-zip.
That's a jacket.
It is a sweatshirt with a hood.
Okay, fair enough. Agree to disagree.
I don't know. Maybe people use that term differently.
Yeah.
A hoodie. Is that a Matt Berry thing? A hoodie. It sounds like it.
Okay, cool. Sorry to be so dismissive a whole 3 minutes into the recording.
No, that's why I do this. I need someone to bring me back to earth.
This is Late and Night with Brian Wecht. I'm Leighton Gray, dismissing Brian Wecht, who's that guy.
That's me.
Anyway, that's nice.
The eminently dismissible Dr. Brian Wecht.
That makes you sound like a Bloodborne boss.
I like that. Yeah.
Brian, the eminently dismissible.
I just walk out and be like, what's up?
Yeah. And then I pull out my really big sword and I'm like, go off, king. And then I run away because you're defeated. And I took your blood, ?
It would be funny if they had in the middle of some From Software game, a boss that just like gives up immediately and just walks away. Yeah, some real
fuck. You have a big sword,
like an Indiana Jones kind of moment where the guy, guy's just like, it's not today.
Yeah, and also your character has horrible diarrhea that they're holding in, and then you go on the IMDb trivia.
Yeah. Talk about tarnished. It's an Elden Ring joke for all you heads out there.
I've spent so much time watching little Bloodborne lore videos, and I've read the wiki. The lore is so cool. I think I would have the worst time playing it.
I have never played it. I've played one From Software game, and that's Elden Ring, and I love it. So I am curious what I should. People say Sekiro. Is it Sekiro? How do you?
I have no idea.
I don't know. But then people have told me that's a good one too.
False gamers spotted. Actually, that's not true. I can't be a false gamer because I have this keychain.
Wait, hold on. What does it say? Gamers by gamers? For gamers by gamers. Nice.
Yeah. I like how this looks like a news chyron. Wait.
Absolutely.
There
I'm
we
seeing
go.
it in reverse,
Breaking.
though. Yeah.
I was probably doing it in the wrong direction.
Did you get? Is that a Grumps thing?
No, it's not actually. I have a
Kind of
little.
looks like their font, doesn't it?
It does. Wow. It's. I have a Razer Steam Deck bag that I almost exclusively bought because of this thing hanging off of it. It is the most gamer shit. For my pretty pink. Steam
There it is.
Deck.
Rachel and I were just talking this morning about how we are, as you know, raising a girl gamer girl who says things like, "I need to do my full makeup before I play Minecraft today," and it's the greatest thing ever. I love it so much.
The meme where it's like the two hands shaking.
Yes, of course, yeah.
It's that, but makeup and gaming, and it's me and Audrey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel like I've been in such a my typical depression nesting and feeling like barely a person, but today is my first time putting on a sweater and makeup and brushing my hair, and now I feel like a human being.
Wait, in how many days since Thanksgiving?
I played the 5th.
Since the 5th. Okay. 6 days.
Yeah, so I'm juiced up. I've got my Starbucks double shot. Mm-hmm. You know what's funny to me? I'm a goblin, and I go to Starbucks way too much. But I love when I go really, really early in the morning, because then it's all construction workers who are just starting their shift, and they all have their little Christmas frappuccinos or whatever the fuck. It's like,
that's
I see
awesome.
you guys.
Starbucks really early in the morning, like 5:30 is the best Starbucks, hands down.
Oh yeah. No, there's a
It's
specific
so
guy at one of the two that I go to who is like always working the 4 to 6, which is like the range that I go there, and he's my guy.
How early are you going to Starbucks?
It depends. Ever since my injury, I have had, my sleep schedule is very different. I'm slowly working my way back to 4, but right now it's like 6.
Wow. To 4 a.m. You used to get up at 4 a.m.?
Yeah. For like a year, I was waking up at 4 to 5 a.m. and it was fucking awesome. You drive around.
That is awesome. Yeah.
No one's around. Nobody bothers you until like 10 to noon. You get shit done, or you can fuck off and have like basically half a day of fucking off before you have to do things. It's awesome.
It is. One of the many things I like about you is that you are one of the few friends I have in their 20s who I can reliably text at 7:30 a.m. and get a response from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also on weekends, I'm in a hole. And
in a weekend, I've learned
antisocial.
you just don't respond to texts on the weekends, generally speaking, which is fine, of course.
Yeah.
I'm all about boundaries and pushing them.
Whoa.
So
Comedically?
and respecting them, of course.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
all about
all right.
respect. Yes, pushing them comedically, but respecting them personally.
I love that. That's almost a shirt.
Yeah, we could probably get one out of that.
I keep thinking about a potential late night shirt, and it's a specific phrase. Pure of heart and fat of ass from the
What's
Ready
that
Player
from?
One. It was from my Ready Player One fan fiction.
That's funny. I like that.
I just keep thinking of it because I read it to Aaron, and now he will whip out pure of heart and fat of ass very frequently.
That's very, I like that.
I wouldn't wear it, which breaks my cardinal rule of merch making now, so that it doesn't end up in my useless rack in my closet that's full of clothes I've made the designs for that I refuse to wear.
Yeah. Well, what is your opinion, because this is an issue I confront, of people in bands who wear their own band's merch? Is that
Awesome.
gauche
Cool.
to you? Okay,
No.
great. I've had people tell me that that's like a clown move to be in a band and wear your own band's gear. Because I wear my black metal Starbomb shirt all the time.
It's a clown move to not wear it. It's readily available clothing that you chose.
It's not just readily available. It's shit I fucking paid to make. It's more than I like bought it. I paid to make it.
Getting your money's worth.
That's right. And usually it's a sample that I got sent so I could make sure it's okay. And I liked it enough to wear it.
Yeah, it's. I don't wear the things that I've designed because I designed them, and I don't want to see it. I don't want to see that shit. I will say the only one I will wear is the computer late night shirt.
That's a good one.
That was very limited due to problems last year.
I have a couple of them right. You can't see, but there's a box right there.
Wow, I've never seen you wear it.
No, I wouldn't.
Why?
Taste. No, it's
got
I
a
like
computer
that.
on it. I think it's a pretty okay computer.
I do.
I do say so myself.
I do like that shirt though. No, I think I don't. I think I never got one in my size, honestly.
Yeah, this was around the time with the rescuing the merch from the
I
company
think
that no
we
longer
got.
exists.
I don't think we got like proper samples of that one, and then I didn't have one, and so I didn't wear it. Yeah, because I have a
Actually, no. We got samples of the shirt, but not the design, and I wear the blank sample a lot.
That's what it is then. Yes, great.
Yeah.
We've been. I don't know, Brad. Do I still have it right? Yes, I do. I recently for some upcoming NSP tour merch, I was like, all right, guys, we need to like really have good T-shirts this time. Not like we don't typically, but.
Right.
I want to make sure some of the cuts, I just want to approve all the tour cuts. And so I got a bag of like
the weird chest.
I tried one on recently, and you can never tell if it's personal preference, body type, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's built different, different cuts fit different people. I tried on a couple T-shirts recently that did not feel like the right cut for me. I don't think they were poorly made, but just wasn't the right cut. So I wanted to get a good cut, and I approved a type. I have the sample right here. I got a bag of like 8 different sample T-shirts.
Is that green?
And tried them all. Yeah, but that's just it could easily distinguish it. I got like a different type in each color so that there was less.
That's a nice color. I've never
confusion.
seen you in green, I don't think.
Honestly, Rachel said the same thing. It's like a forest green, would you call that?
It brings out your eyes. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I don't wear green. Usually, my go-to, as you can tell, is black, like a black T-shirt, occasionally blues.
I mean, same.
I find that yellows and stuff, I'm pretty pale and just totally wash me out, so I don't wear much yellow. But yeah, I don't know. I should expand my color palette.
You should. I think a nice forest green would work for you. I think that were I to expand mine beyond black, red, I think red, the few times I've worn red things, I've been like, oh.
Wait, do you and I have similar coloring? Would you say we do? Vaguely?
We're both very white.
We're both very white. We have blue eyes. You have blonde hair. I have dark/gray.
I think we do. I think we're both winters.
You fucking took it right out of my mouth because I was about to use that exact phrase. I think we're both winters.
Yeah, I think we are. Mm-hmm. Speaking of us both being winters.
Mm-hmm. And it almost being winter.
Segway.
Mm-hmm.
Segwaying.
Mm-hmm.
As a kid, I would write into my little writing assignments like Segway, but I thought that Segway was spelled like the machine as featured.
Segway, yeah.
Yes, as featured in the White and Nerdy music video, which I was obsessed with as a child.
Who wasn't?
It was one of the most viewed videos on YouTube in 2000.
It's great. Now, you said you had some stuff you wanted to talk about. Have you broached any of those topics yet?
No. What was the... Oh, something I wanted to talk about is that... By the way, everybody, thank you for listening to this on the public feed where we now have randomly placed ads. Please let us know.
They are not randomly placed. I choose where to place them.
I mean that the company that's being advertised...
We don't know what. Yeah, that is true.
That's what I meant. I didn't mean that they were randomly, but you know, it's we don't see what ads you get because it's different for everyone. So just a reminder that if you hear an ad for something that's fucking weird and seems like a thing that we would not like, please let us know and we'll send an email. So don't think that we're personally selecting. I don't know.
Gun ads or whatever. Like we did we did opt out of a bunch of stuff. But
I've seen so many YouTubers and podcasters get canceled for BetterHelp sponsorships, and I know that they're placing ads on this show, so I have yet to send the email where I'm like, hey, stop doing that. Anyway, but bringing that up to say that I have been listening to this true crime podcast that also has like random selection of ads. And it's a horrible glimpse. Right now they're all like California healthcare, and it's like, Jesus, guys, read the room. But the podcast that I'm listening to is called True Crime Bullshit, which is about Israel Keys, who's like a very, very frightening serial killer of recent that I feel like nobody talks about. But
I don't even know the name.
Horrifying man, but like he would travel to get away with it, but he would like bury kill kits in a state years prior and then come back.
Kill kits means stuff he used to kill people, not like he was planning to
kill people.
Will use. Okay, got it.
Yeah, they only ever found one of the bodies because he told them where it was, but he had like a lot of victims. Anyway, so it's a very grim podcast, but there was this one moment when I was listening yesterday that got me so good because there's no music cue to segue into the ads. It just plays the ad. So the show was like, and while everyone around him thought that Israel was the perfect husband, the perfect father, the perfect worker.
My ears are burning.
Israel was in the forest killing people. Hi, I'm Ryan Seacrest, and I love gambling. Download Chumba Gambling to gamble on the go.
That's awesome.
It's like, oh my God, Ryan, do you need to pay some back taxes? I forgot you existed.
That rules.
And you're here to plug some scammy gambling app.
I was thinking, a little bit relevant, this guy who was recently on the run that they caught for killing the CEO dude. I was thinking, and this might be delusional, but tell me what you think. I feel like if I was going to do something and I knew I needed to disappear for like, I don't know, let's say a month.
Sure.
Wouldn't be that hard. Like if I was planning on it, I think I could disappear for a month and not get caught with people like really looking for me.
What's your plan if that happened?
Okay, first of all, I would like go out into the middle of the woods somewhere. I wouldn't like hole up in a hotel. I'd be like out somewhere. Well, yes, yeah. But this guy's fucking going to McDonald's and shit. Like,
I think to a degree he wanted to get
This
caught.
is the most current events we've ever had on the show.
I know, but maybe only because his name is Luigi and he's very hot.
That is true. Yeah, and he did live in a haunted mansion. I do think I feel like me saying,
hey, listen,
I'd be pretty
Luigi's
good at it.
Manifesto and Luigi's Mansion are basically the same phrase.
Mansionifesto.
Luigi's Mansionifesto.
I feel like me saying I could hide out pretty well is kind of like those guys who are like, I could fight a bear. Sure. Probably not. I'm probably just, overestimating my ability /
and good
underestimating.
Luck wearing a mask or a disguise, considering your career hinges around you wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Where your eyes are visible.
What if I did that? What if I covered the top half?
The old peekaboo strategy.
Nobody would know.
The cops will never
catch you. The Daredevil strategy. Yeah, that's right. No, I feel like that's a good way for me to hide is I cover the top half of my face, not the bottom half. And then I have eye tubes so I can see out, like little periscopes.
Wow, like Saw X.
I wouldn't know.
The guy gets his eyes sucked out of tubes.
Oh, that's cool.
It's awesome. It's really good.
Yeah. Great.
So you would go into the forest.
I'd go to the forest. A lot of this hinges on me being able to plan it. right?
Right.
So if I had
You're
to do
gone
it,
girling yourself.
that's correct. If I had to do it impromptu, I don't know that I would do a great job. I think I'd be pretty good at it, to be honest, but I don't know if I would be uncatchable. I think if I had some time, a couple weeks, let's say, to plan it, I could disappear and not be found. Now, I'm not saying for a year, I'm not saying permanently, but if I like knew I needed to go away for a month and truly not be found, and not worry about like family worrying about me. Let's eliminate that from the equation. But if the goal was just don't get found, I think I'd fucking crush it. With plan, and it wouldn't be comfortable. I wouldn't be like, holed up playing video games and shit. I'd be like just hiding. I'd bring a bunch of books, and I'd need plenty of contact lens solution, of course. So I could put my contacts in. I'd have to bring some toiletries. I'd need hot running water, of course, because I got to get that in the morning. I guess I'd have to schedule massages in advance, but I could do that. I could get someone to come out to the woods. I think I would definitely pay a premium for that. I don't know. Maybe my manicurist might not be able to make it, but I think if I scheduled it in advance and combined it with a mani-pedi, I could probably get that done.
Mud mask easy. You're already
mud mask easy, yeah, definitely. Well,
DIY.
maybe not in LA because it's a little too dry, but I'd go somewhere where it's a little wetter. I think. Now the question is, when I got the furniture delivered, how could I do that in such a way? I could do the upside down mask. There we go. And I could have a voice modulator. I'd speak through in those little boxes, that you just like a speaker you put in front of your mouth that immediately disguises it.
Little Kylo Ren.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yep.
Missing musical comedian found glamping in woods dressed as Kylo Ren. More at 11.
The original glamper.
Glamping is such a horrible word.
I think it's so funny that Adam Driver was in those movies. Like, what a weird choice. Yeah.
I can't do an impression of shirtless to his nips pants, but...
Yeah.
What a moment. I never watched Marriage Story.
I was just thinking about Marriage Story because I used it as an answer in Cinematrix the other day. A Scarlett Johansson movie that was nominated for Best Picture.
There you go.
Yeah, but I've never seen that. Never seen that either. And he's in Megalopolis. Megalopolis is what I said. Megalopolis. Why can't I say this word? Megalopolis. There it is.
There you go.
Megalopolis. Megalotolips.
Sure.
Lotta lips.
I think anything anybody can say about that movie is just overwhelmed by the quality of the Letterboxd review. This shit sucks, Major Cocculus.
Yes. Well,
Megacocculus, excuse me.
Did you see this? Okay. Very few things have made me want to see the Joker sequel, except that John Waters put it on his 10 best movies of 2024 list.
All right.
And the rumor is someone like Tarantino or someone else said it was great too. So
yeah. I'm in because of courtroom drama.
Yep.
So
yep. And you loved the first one, of course.
It's my favorite. I love Todd Phillips.
I was just about to say, you're like a total Todd Phillips fangirl.
When he's in the bathroom and like dancing for no reason, it really like touched my soul. Mm-hmm. Huge Gary Glitter fan. Great guy.
Yeah, the best, right? Good musician, good guy. But I am curious. I'm not going to go pay to see it. But once the Joker sequel is out on streaming, I will watch it. Mm-hmm. I'd say smart money's on. I'm going to fucking hate it because that's what almost everybody seems to say. But John Waters saying it's great. I don't know. I like John Waters. Guy has good taste.
The man is one of the few people on this planet who actually knows what camp is. So I trust. Maybe.
I went to camp. I know what camp is. I went every summer for like 5 years.
You just outlined your extensive plan to disappear yourself and go glamping. So calm down.
I like it. I like it when people tell me to calm down.
What's like the movie equivalent? Because we have like stuff that's camp, but what's glamp?
Oh,
No, you know what? Camp is when people misuse the word camp to describe something, like the Julianne Moore movie May December, where everyone was like, "Oh my God, it's camp." No, it's not.
It's just bad. Yeah,
it's just bad.
You know, it wasn't. It wasn't. It felt to me like we discussed this. It was not quite self-aware enough to be camp.
No. And when the plot of the movie is, haha, look at this actress doing this horrible thing of exploiting this real pain of this poor groomed boy.
Yeah.
When they based it on a real story and didn't consult, like, you guys are literally doing the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, just,
but
it's not funny? Question mark?
No, there was one funny moment, that the hot dogs thing. But everything
forced.
else, yeah, I liked it when it happened. Then everything else fell flat.
Yeah.
What is a glamp movie? That's a good question. My initial answer, which you won't know, is Troop Beverly Hills with Shelley Long, but that's not.
I don't know. Sound off in the comments below.
Yeah,
I want to hear what your glamp movies are. Movies that are not doing camp, but think that they are.
I think that's a really good question. I like that framing a lot. Anyway, you were going to segue to something else before.
Oh, because it's winter, and
Brian
we are
winters.
texted me like, we have to do a gimmick episode today. So
because we had a regular talky episode last week, which is fine, which is great.
Yeah.
It was a fun episode. But this, I felt like we could use a little.
I think the reliance on gimmicks betrays a certain lack of confidence in the venture of us podcasting, where we can't carry an episode without a gimmick, just the two of us. I see.
Yeah, no, nothing to disagree with there. I felt like we couldn't. I didn't want to do just two straight ahead, just us episodes in a row, so I thought we could do a gimmick here. And you suggested basically ranking, or not ranking, but opining upon Christmas songs.
You keep insisting on doing a tier list, and every time you suggest a tier list, it involves how the things on the tier list fuck. Every time.
Well,
we're not doing that.
Why mess with success? Look, things gotta fuck. I don't. But what's the problem here?
So, gimmick, tier list, Christmas, best, worst. But you suggested a little twist on this that I actually really like, because it doesn't make any fucking sense.
That's why I suggested it.
I know,
I felt like
because you said
we'd
it,
be able to make hay with it. Yeah.
And I texted elaborate, and then you said yes because you thought I said elaborate.
Yes, I thought you were saying that's an elaborate concept, which it is.
It is.
And then I realized that you might not have been saying the thing I thought you were saying, and asked for clarification.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So say what the thing that I asked for clarification.
So what
was.
I suggested was, instead of a tier list, I suggested that we essentially take a Christmas song and say which Stephen King work, maybe novel or short story, it doesn't matter, it is most akin to. Now, we could group into, maybe it's not one-to-one. Maybe there are multiple songs that are like a particular Stephen King thing. But I thought this equating of Christmas songs with Stephen King works would be a fun thing, and maybe get to the heart of something, that we could uncover something about both the Christmas song and the Stephen King work in the process, right? So maybe there's some layers to each. We're like, oh, actually, that's a really good comparison, because here's why Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer is exactly like Gerald's Game in a way that we hadn't. And to see, you're thinking about it, and it's interesting. I saw that
Yeah,
face.
there's way more implied, like, sexual abuse. Sorry. Where did this come from? Why Stephen King?
Because I was thinking of a thing that you like and know stuff about.
Oh, well, I think that this was just my first blow thought for the name of this gimmick, because it's Christmas and it's Stephen King, calling it King of Kings.
I think it's great.
Is there anything else with King that would be better?
King of Kings is really good.
It's kind of first thought, best thought.
I don't think we're going to top it. Nothing else comes to mind.
All right, great. Welcome to King of Kings.
King of Kings.
Yes, and then put the little the sleigh bells. I love how you can make anything Christmas by just doing a little sleigh bell.
Yeah. And what exactly do you want to do with it? Do you want to...
You're the one who suggested this.
But then, fucking excuse me here, because when I tried to elaborate more, you said, let's find it in the episode. So I suggested it, but then stopped suggesting things because you wanted to find it here. So don't throw this back at me when I ask you for how you want to do it. To be like, you're the one who suggested it.
I said that.
I have screenshots, which I can't share because of the other shit I say in them.
Yeah, this is a real mutually assured destruction kind of moment.
Yeah. By the way, we talked about this. It is so disorienting to know when you're typing back versus not now.
For years, I have begged for Android to catch up and do the iMessage thing, and now that it's happening, it's unsettling and strange to me.
Right, because now it's like, before, if you were Android texting iPhone or iOS or whatever, or vice versa, you had no idea if the person was reading it or typing back or whatever. It just went into a black hole, and then something else fell out when it fell out. Now, you can see real time, like if the other person is typing or thinking, or there's the ominous one. Here's the one I hate. ... silent. Because
silent.
But sometimes it's because, have you noticed this? It's because it's a really long block of text. So it's like ... silent, blam, bomb goes off with a lot of text. I can't read this. Okay, because this is not, I guess, public knowledge yet. I guess I'll read this. I was pretty happy with this. I'm scheduling another trip to Sonic Ranch for another recording session for a project TBD.
Cool. Are you going to meet Knuckles while you're there? Tails?
Yeah, no, at Knuckles Ranch. And one of my collaborators was saying, do they have a gym? And I said, yes, but I did break the penis enlarger last time we were there. Not sure if they got a new one. And then there are a few texts about that. And then I respond with, then they're short texts, ha ha ha, kind of playing at the joke. Here's the text I sent back. Guys, sorry to be a stickler about this, but the penis enlarger machine they have at Sonic Ranch is not a pump. The pump systems require an external gas line, which their infrastructure doesn't allow. Their machine is weight-based and relies on a complex system of counterbalances to stretch the penis a little bit at a time. It is not a foolproof system and doesn't work immediately, no matter what a doctor may tell you. I do actually recommend contacting a medical professional prior to use because of the uncommon but known risks of penile hemorrhage/hyperextension. Anyway, the system they have on site should be fixed by the time we arrive, but I wanted to make sure to let you know that it's not a pump so we can all come to the session with the proper expectations. I will be bringing my own pump, and you guys are welcome to use it as long as you thoroughly clean it before I get it back. I will be hooked up to it between 3 to 4 hours per day, so the schedule may be tricky, but I'm confident we can work something out. I'll be sending a Microsoft Calendar invite shortly so we can hop on and brainstorm an all caps fair and all caps equitable system for our trip that will allow all of our penises ample opportunity to grow. Happy to discuss specifics and send specs if needed, but please send all such requests through my assistant who handles this stuff for me. Can't wait for the trip, and I wish you both a happy, healthy, and huge holiday season.
The Microsoft Calendar is a good touch.
Thank you. I love, one of my favorite things is replying to a series of short texts with like a giant block.
I know.
I was on a plane when I wrote that, so I had literally nothing better to do.
Yeah. Good usage of time. How'd it land?
They both responded with other long blocks of text, so kind of a trendsetter.
Amazing.
Anyway.
For sale, penis pump, never cleaned.
Yeah, man. I have so many questions about penis pumps.
I know, me too.
But like
my primary association is from the Fensler film G.I. Joe. Last one there is a penis pump.
Oh, I see. I think of Austin Powers, of course.
Oh, yeah, you should. I think, considering how large those loom in my psyche, so many of the innuendos are lost in a child.
I wouldn't call penis pump an innuendo. I would just say they call it a penis pump, which is pretty much exactly what it is.
Sure, but if you're a child who doesn't know what that is, it doesn't necessarily stick in your mind.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
All right, are we going to do this thing? I think we're going to do this thing. So the goal is come up with Christmas songs, or look at a list of Christmas songs, and just think about which Stephen King works they correspond to, right?
Yeah, and we can also shit on the ones that are bad, because I hate so many Christmas songs, and I want to start with maybe not my most hated.
Hold on, wait. I just created a marker. How the fuck did I do that?
On StreamYard?
I accidentally pressed my spacebar. Crazy. Okay, well, it's still recording.
Wait, so you can do that? You can just press spacebar and mark where to drop out your extreme right-wing views?
I wouldn't call them extreme. I'd call them common sense.
Anyway, I want to start with the first thing that I think of with associating a Stephen King song with, or Stephen King work with a Christmas song is Christmas Shoes falls under the umbrella of Needful Things.
Discuss.
It involves buying an item at a store.
Oh, I see. Very good. Very, very good here. Yes,
and there's
absolutely.
Implied death. Yeah, we should also take notes on this.
I'm doing that right now.
Okay,
you know what? I should write it down, actually. Or I should type. Whatever. You know what?
Yeah,
should
because
I start a Google Doc?
There's like a moralistic lesson. I think probably what would happen is the shoes are cursed. Mommy's gonna meet Jesus tonight. Maybe it's that she puts the shoes on that were purchased at Needful Things. So many options with this, because it could be she's cured of whatever, but the shoes...
Oh, but at what cost, right?
Yes, yeah.
The shoes, like, give her foot cancer or something?
Or the shoes make Jesus like her so much that, like, the kid's mom fucks Jesus and then brings about the Antichrist.
That's very good, yes. Yeah.
And then, you know, the grouch and lion who's not really in the Christmas mood.
I think this is a really good one. I totally agree with you.
Sir, I want to buy these shoes. It's just, like, musically, that song is so terrible, too.
Everything about it is terrible, indeed.
And the voice is so Christian rock voice. I mean, it's a Christian group. Tangential to Christmas songs being bad. Why has anybody done a deep dive on why does Christian rock sound like that? How did we get here?
Well,
why do they all have that voice?
I would suspect it's like anything else. I don't think it initially calculated it. Someone did something popular and then a bunch of people imitated it and then became a sound, right? That's kind of the way these things go. Maybe a lot of them are coming out of one producer or studio. I mean, the big producer upstairs, of course, I'm talking about JC.
That was a good one.
Thank you. I don't know if a lot of them are on the same label or studio or producer or whatever, but I bet a lot of them are. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now also Christian rock is so huge and varied. There are a lot of things that fall under it that don't sound like that, like Ninja Sex Party.
What's your most Christian song?
That is a very, very good question. What is our most Christian song? Because a lot of them are explicitly Jewish. So what is our
the title
Christian
of Danny
song?
Don't You Know? It's almost a Christmas song.
Honestly, that probably is the answer. Danny Don't You Know? Yeah. Yeah. All right, I like that. I have an... is this a good one? I'm going to go with Baby It's Cold Outside and The Stand.
Elaborate.
Right. Well, a massive plague has annihilated the earth. So it's cold outside. Maybe not because of the temperature, but because of the lack of human warmth that now exists on the earth. Yeah.
Baby It's Cold Outside is more appropriate for The Mist.
Oh, okay. We're gonna stay inside and not. You know what? You're right. You are totally right.
There's
like
got to
that.
be another one that works better for The Stand, though. We'll circle back around. But yeah,
Maybe-
The Mist,
yeah.
Baby, It's Cold Outside. What's in this drink? There's a cult leader in the
You are
grocery
so
store.
right about this. Yep, I really fucked that one up.
It's a real oblique reference to drinking the Kool-Aid, I guess.
See,
yeah,
I knew
that
you'd be
song
good
doesn't-
I knew you'd be good at this.
Yeah, I know my King stuff. Now, the thing that really excited me in your text message was the Cujo category. Animals out of control.
Well, of
because
course,
I
this is
think
Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer is Cujo. To me,
I think there are multiple songs that fall under the Cujo category
I
of
agree with
animals
you.
out of control. And I'm curious if we're thinking of one of the same ones.
is it okay? Hold on. Is it Dominique the donkey? Dominique the Italian
Dominic
Christmas
the Italian
donkey?
Christmas donkey
That's
is
of
an
course
animal
we
out
are.
of control.
Yes, I totally agree with you.
I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas is almost there.
Dominique is definitely a Cujo situation. I think
Yeah.
Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer is also a Cujo situation. But are we going to do 1-to-1 here? Should we
What do
just
you mean?
enforce that? Well, should we enforce that we can't do multiple songs for a Stephen King work, or can we lump them together?
There are enough Stephen King works and enough Christmas songs that I think that we can, if we're treating it sort of like a loose tier thing, I think it's funnier if we can assign multiple to one. But we don't want to get
Okay.
lazy.
No, I
I think
agree.
that the Cujo one is wide-reaching enough that there are a surprising number of Christmas songs about animals.
All right, so we're going to do Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer and Dominique the Italian Christmas Donkey for Cujo. I think that's very, very good. Are there any other Cujos out there? You do mention I Want a Hippopotamus, but and that's pretty good.
What's a Stephen King thing where somebody wishes for something?
Thinner? A little bit? That's a
haven't read that one.
curse. It's a curse, right? Someone wishes for something.
Needful Things is kind of similar, but I don't want to, Christmas Shoes is definitively Needful Things.
Yeah,
but
I don't think we're going to
that,
top that.
a wish for a hippopotamus for Christmas. A hippopotamus is a very dangerous animal. They can kill you like right away.
Yeah. Well, so what yeah, what It could be it's an unintended consequences thing also for Stephen King.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so I'm thinking about
What about
pets for
hippopotamus? Like the hippopotamus keeps coming back every however many years and
is a
wreaking havoc.
manifestation. That's not bad. That is not bad. What Christmas song has a massive child gang?
Timestamp.
Wait, are you gonna cut that out? It happens in it.
I know.
Stephen
Okay,
King
fine.
stood by it.
Fine. All right. I feel like I should have. Hold on. What's a list of Christmas songs and a list of Stephen
I know,
King?
I'm
This is
Googling.
really what I should have been doing.
So, where does the Chipmunk song fall?
Oh, that is. Hold on. Let's write that down. Chipmunk song. So, what's notable about the Chipmunk song? You've got this asshole that keeps interjecting everything he wants, to the expense of his friends. Right.
I mean, yeah, he is. Well, the guy is yelling at them, so there's like
Oh no, I've got it. It's Salem's
verbal
Lot.
abuse of children.
It's Salem's Lot, where Alvin is the vampire who's just trying to get in. Right.
Okay, yeah, I buy it. It works.
Yep. And I don't know the Salem's Lot story well enough, except it's a vampire thing.
Yeah.
But yes, I think that's. I think Alvin is that fucking. Is he blue or something? That crazy blue vampire from Salem's Lot. Maybe he's just pale.
My only exposure to Salem's Lot is the Treehouse of Horror episode that's mildly a Salem's Lot reference with
There's
Bart
an
floating
old
outside
movie.
the window.
Oh wait. Is Hippo? Hold on. We're missing Pet Cemetery here.
Yeah, I
So,
brought Pet Cemetery up
Did you
for
say
a moment.
okay? Is Hippo Pet Cemetery?
I mean, it would have to be the implication that the hippo has died in the past. It does involve a wish for an alive pet.
Yeah. I think that's
But
pretty good.
also, the chipmunks are talking, and they shouldn't be. So that could imply that they came back wrong. Sometimes dead is better.
I don't think you're going to talk me out of Salem's Lot for the Chipmunk song.
No, you're right. But I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I'm just adding another dimension. This is a discussion. Mm-hmm. That what if, Alvin's getting yelled at in the song. What if that song is like Pet Sematary, but the man yelling at them ran over a bunch of chipmunks on the highway?
Uh-huh.
Similar to Pet Sematary, with things getting run over by a truck. And now he is haunted by
So you want the Chipmunk song
chipmunks.
to be Salem's Lot and Pet Sematary, or just Pet Sematary?
It could be a Venn diagram.
Okay, sure. Salem's Lot, Pet Cemetery. There are no rules here. Why not? And I'm spelling it right. It's Pet Cemetery. Great. Okay, Chipmunk song is Salem's Lot and Pet Cemetery. I think that's very, very good. Hold on. Let me look up. I was about to Google Stephen King bibliography. There we go. Great. And I'll let you know. How many novels? 65 novels. Jesus Christ. That's insane. Including one I've never heard of called Rage.
Oh, that's the one that got dropped out of circulation because it's about a school shooting.
Oh, no wonder I haven't heard of it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great. All right, let's come up with other Christmas songs here. What are other Christmas songs? All I Want for Christmas. That's got to be Needful Things too, right?
Yeah, many of these are Needful Things. I was just thinking Santa Baby is also very Needful Things, but...
Well, I'm going to put All I Want for Christmas here.
Yeah.
All I Want, yep.
Or I don't know. I think it would apply, like, maybe it's The Outsider. All I Want for Christmas is you to kill you.
I don't know The Outsider at all. You're going to have to explain that.
It's like it's a bunch of kids get murdered and there's a shape-shifting whatever, and it kind of falls apart by the end. So that's, half of his bibliography.
Okay. Cool. Love that.
But yeah, it was made into a show that was bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's look up, hold on. I'm looking up Christmas playlists now. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What are other Christmas songs we got? What? Okay. Look, dare I say it? Let It Blow. Is that The Stand?
Elaborate.
Well, it's the world pretty much blows in The Stand.
All right.
Hold on. I'm not gonna force that. Let It Blow might be it. Right?
I was buying the other one a little bit more. I was buying The Stand.
The Stand. All right. The Stand. So what is Let It Blow? It's about a young boy who wants a saxophone for Christmas and then grows up, and then he obsessively practices the saxophone and then uses it.
It is a little it.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
Yep.
What about Do You Hear What I Hear?
Okay, I'm going to call Let It Blow it. Because I reckon. Okay, Do You Hear? Well, that's got to be Pulse. Right? Because they hear the pulse.
Which one is Pulse?
Isn't that the one where people go crazy because they have this signal on their cell phones and it sends the entire world into a bloodthirsty rage? It's fairly recent. It's in the last 20 years.
Oh, I haven't read it.
Is that what it's called?
It's in the Stephen King novel Cell.
Cell. Okay, that's what I'm sorry. Not
Holy
Pulse.
shit!
Cell.
This cover is so fucking awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Cell. What year is Cell?
I don't know, but based on the flip phone on the cover.
2006. Cell. It's not Pulse. It's Cell. Okay. Do You Hear is Cell. I got the title wrong.
Yeah.
That's
Genius.
definitely it.
Love it.
Very cool. Yeah, I know that cover. Yes.
Yeah. So good. Why can't I think of what this song is? It's the slowest, most interminable, old standard Christmas song. I don't know why I can't think of what the song is.
Give
but
me
it's
anything.
Just it's Oh Holy Night.
I don't want to do I feel like we need to do modern Christmas songs, not hymns.
I know, but
Oh, don't
But
give me that. That face was very judgy.
what can I say? I'm a very judgy person. But I'm setting this up not for an actual discussion, but for a bit in that one is so slow and boring. It puts me to doctor sleep.
Uh-huh. Oh, wait, I have one. Last Christmas is 11/22/63.
Genius.
Right? Say no more.
Yeah.
Talking about the
Say
past.
no more. Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Why am I blurry?
Wait, I was just wondering that too. What else? What else do we got? Oh, I'm sorry. You know what's a good one? Sorry. Holiday Road is the stand. Because it's about
Holiday
a journey.
Road?
Holiday Road. Is it Lindsey Buckingham? Isn't that who it is?
Oh,
It's not
no
really
idea.
a Christmas song, but it gets lumped into Christmas playlists. We don't need to necessarily do that if you don't want. We still got some low-hanging fruit here. So, oh wait, White Christmas is what's the doctor trapped on the island one?
Survivor type?
Yeah, that, right?
Why? Is the white for heroin?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. Amazing.
Survivor type, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Great. Yep.
Ooh,
I think that's good.
what Christmas song is The Jaunt? What's the longest Christmas song?
Yes, that is exactly what I was thinking.
It's longer than you think, Dad.
I think All I Want for Christmas Is You is a pretty compelling choice. What about Carol of the Bells? Because it
What
just
about
goes on forever.
Wonderful Christmas Time? That one's very long.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas. That's the McCartney one. Yeah. Sure. I like that. I like, yep.
Yeah.
Wonderful Christmas. That's the jaunt. Yep. Very good. Does he have any novels about Spain or Mexico that we could put Feliz Navidad in with?
I feel like it's sort of like a free space, because when Stephen King has to write any character who isn't white, he just becomes incredibly the most stereotypical thing possible.
Yep.
So, free space.
Okay, sure.
What about chestnuts roasting on an open fire?
Oh,
Jack Frost nipping at your nose.
okay, very good, very good. Let's see, what do we got? Now I'm going back to my Stephen King bibliography. Misery? Just a guess. I'm not really buying it myself.
Yeah. I think the true match for Baby It's Cold Outside is Misery. And then maybe Let It Snow is The Mist.
Yeah, I'm into that.
But yeah,
Misery.
Baby It's Cold Outside is totally
Yes. Yeah, because
Misery.
it's someone who's kind of trapped, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And then what did you say? Let It Snow. Letits Now is is the mist. Yep, I like that. I think that's really good. Really
Okay,
good.
so when this was just going to be best and worst Christmas songs, I wanted to bring up the dichotomy between Eartha Kitt's Santa Baby is one of the greatest of all time. Michael Bublé's Straight Man cover, Santa Buddy, is insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
Why?
a symptom of a sick society.
Don't do it. I couldn't agree more.
Also, the fact that you could have just made it homoerotic. This song would be better if it was just a man flirting with
100%.
Santa.
Could not agree more. But yeah, just insane that we didn't go that route. Yep.
It's so desperate.
I could not agree more. Totally.
No, I have a beautiful voice. I can't sing Santa Baby. People are going to think I'm gay. Grow up.
What about, okay, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is the running man because of the reindeer games. And he's kind of breaking off into the lead.
Okay. Why is there another one that feels more appropriate? What am I thinking of?
For Running Man?
No, for Rudolph the Red-Nosed
Rudolph.
Reindeer.
Christine?
Wait, it's Carrie.
Oh, it absolutely is Carrie. Okay. You know what?
Outcast gets bullied.
Boom.
Major
you are
thing where they get
100% right about that, Layton.
the red nose is like
I
getting
love it.
blood
The blood.
dumps,
Yeah.
question mark?
Yep.
Her special
Incredible.
power, Carrie's red nose is telekinesis.
Incredible
what about
pull.
Firestarter?
Firestarter.
What's Firestarter?
Firestarter? That's chestnuts roasting
Yeah.
over an open fire. That's the Christmas song.
Yeah, you're right.
Great. We are making progress here.
This is going so much better than I thought it would.
I had an instinct. I have to tell you, I did
It's
have a.
very smart.
What's Gerald's game?
I'll try to focus on the part of Gerald's game that we can talk about and not the other part, which is what the book is actually about.
I think that's a good idea.
Because I don't think any Christmas songs really embody the second part. Mm-hmm. So in terms of
Is it? Yeah, please.
being trapped as a result of sexual bondage and a mishap because of that, what's the most bondage Christmas song?
That's a very. I'm looking through. The most That's a very good question. Is what is the most bondage Christmas song? Is it Santa Claus is Coming to Town? Because there's this like implied threat.
Oh yeah, because the guy who was
Gerald.
in Twin Peaks.
No.
I forgot about that part of Gerald's game, the worst part of Gerald's game, where it's like, yep, there's a guy. There's alongside this pretty solid little plot, there's also a guy. There's a creepy guy.
Right.
So that's a thought. I think Santa Claus is Coming to Town could apply to the general impending doom of a lot of Stephen King things.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what if it's Christmas Baby Please Come Home? Because you're trapped. You know, baby, please come home. Maybe. Oh, shit. Which Stephen King work is I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus? Leighton, I just wrote down Mommy. That's exactly what I wrote down. What I wrote down
cheating
there.
heavy Stephen King work. Or an imposter, which The Outsider kind of is.
That's a good question.
We can circle back around. I also want to bring up Apt Pupil as a Stephen King work.
I feel okay. Here are some ones we need to figure out. Under the Dome.
Ooh.
What's Under the Dome? Apt Pupil is very good. We need to figure that out. Doctor Sleep and The Shining. We haven't done The Shining yet either.
That's true.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Santa Claus is Coming to Town is The Shining.
What, because
Right.
Halloran's coming?
Well, because it's this whole like, he's chasing her around the hotel. Come on, Wendy, I just want to talk to you. Like that sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think if I was going to go for The Shining, I would focus on the like ballroom party stuff. Mm-hmm. But I like that.
All right. So wait, are we good with Shining Santa Coming?
I mean, it is the epitome of better watch out.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right. I'm going to write that down. I like that.
That works. Okay.
All right. What is I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus?
Now I have to look up. I was from.
What else did we
I
have
just
to
want
read?
to be clear that this entire thing, I have not been looking at a list of Stephen King works.
Under the Dome, Apt Pupil.
Honestly, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer also counts for Apt Pupil.
Pretty good. Not, I don't love it though.
What, you don't like the part of the song where Rudolph goes on a shooting spree and is taken down after a 12-hour standoff by the FBI? Mm-hmm. Sorry, spoilers for Apt Pupil.
No. Sorry,
It's really
Apt
good.
Pupil is Little Saint Nick. That's what it is. He's like Little Saint Nick. He's kind of learning.
It's a thought, yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at a massive pixelated infographic of Stephen King works. I can't read any of this shit.
Did we already put down White Christmas? We did. Survivor type, yeah.
God damn it. Show me this image high res, please. It's even worse quality.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it on Pinterest? For the love of God.
This is quite the journey.
It is. What else is there?
Well, we're also missing Christine. We don't have a Christine in here yet.
We don't have Tommy Knockers.
We don't have Tommy Knockers. We don't have Langoliers.
Oh.
I don't know if we want to.
We're naming ones that I have not.
Langoliers is like a time travel thing, sort of. Langoliers is about people who are kind of catching up to the present in some sense. All right, we're running out of steam a little bit here, so I think we need to.
Did we do Firestarter?
Yes, that's the Christmas song. Let's see, what most wonderful time of the year? It's the most wonderful time of the year. I feel like that maybe is the Langoliers. What's the deal with the Tommy Knockers? It's an alien.
Aliens,
right? Aliens trying to take over, and there's a shit demon. Although I don't know if that's just the movie.
Santa is very alien adjacent.
Absolutely, yeah. That might be Santa Claus is coming to town too.
Maybe the Stephen King work that most appropriately shows I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus is Stephen King's on writing a memoir of the craft, since a considerable amount of that book is about how much he loves fucking his wife.
I love it. That's exactly right. Okay, we got it. Yep,
great.
That's good. That's very good. Christmas hits. I'm going to look at a slightly different Christmas classics. There we go. We've actually done a lot of these already. Run, Rudolph, Run. That's the Langoliers. I like that because they're kind of running on a plane and they're escaping. I like that a lot. Oh, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. What do we have for that? Oh, Grinch. Do we have a Grinch one?
Oh, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Is that the Tommy Knockers?
That song is a diss track. So
yeah.
What's one of his works that's about really hating someone?
Oh, that's a good question. What is?
Or that's like...
Was it The Dark Tower?
It's a thought.
Dr. Sleep? Mr. Mercedes?
We're definitely venturing into things that I don't know as well.
Yeah. Same. All right. Well, I think we're reaching the end of this bit, but this has been very productive.
I agree.
Mr. Grinch.
Oh my God. In 1982, Stephen King wrote both Survivor Type and Apt Pupil and a bunch of other shit.
Crazy.
But knocking out those two in 1 year is crazy. And The Shawshank Redemption.
Wow.
What the fuck? 1982. What a year.
Is Mr. Grinch the Dead Zone?
Which one's Dead Zone?
That's the one. The guy can see the future and he shakes the hand of a politician and he realizes the guy is going to like start a nuclear war. It was made into a Christopher Walken movie.
Why would that be You're a Mean One?
Oh, because, you see the potential for evil inside the Grinch.
That's true.
It's not great. I'm not saying it's great.
I want original lyric. There's got to be... Is there a 16-foot crocodile in any of...
Well, there's The Eyes of the Dragon, his fantasy book, which I read in high school. Absolutely,
wow.
I read. Yeah.
I mean, you're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders.
Oh, okay.
Giant spiders from space.
Yep.
Even.
So that's it. Oh, you know what? I do like that. Okay, Grinch is it.
You have termites in your smile.
Yep. Okay, you have convinced me. Mr. Grinch is it.
I said 16-foot crocodile instead of seasick crocodile. So I'm
that's
never
still
recovering
good. That's
from
really
this.
good.
Yeah, I think You're a Mean One of Mr. Grinch is it. Mm-hmm. Because it's about all these horrible things about this guy that involves bugs.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I knew you'd be good at this.
Crushing it. I hate Christmas songs and I love Stephen King, so it's popping off.
What is Let It Blow then? Is Let It Blow it then? I feel like Let It Blow. Maybe Let It Blow is Gerald's Game.
Is it?
It's a question.
The thing that I want to say will have to get cut out of this so hard, so I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
But Maybe it's not Gerald's game.
Maybe it's not Gerald. Okay, fine. We're going to just eliminate Gerald's game from the list here because it seems like it has some unpleasant stuff that we don't want to talk about.
Stephen King wrote a short story called Batman and Robin Have an Altercation.
What about, is Let It Blow Christine because the saxophone has its own personality?
Oh, yeah. Are there any others that are like that, though? Is there, like, one about the sleigh that would be an analog to Christine?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a song about Santa's sleigh. If that doesn't exist, it's shocking that nobody has. Oh, sorry. Under the Dome is A Marshmallow World. Because it's like this isolated. It's a marshmallow world in the do. Oh, Frosty the Snowman. What's Frosty the Snowman? We have to do Frosty. That's a really good one. This fucker comes to life and wreaks havoc. Right?
Is that Tommy Knockers?
Yep. That's it.
Great. Someone correct us on that. Oh, what about, what's the song? I guess Jingle Bells is technically about the sleigh. If we want to go for Christine.
Sleigh. It's not Santa's sleigh. That's the sleigh you're riding through the woods.
The one-horse open sleigh, though.
Yeah, but I do like it. Okay, Jingle Bells is Christine. Yep. Okay,
it is about a sleigh. Christine isn't like
yep.
the god car. It's just a car.
Okay, we're going to close this out with just a couple more here.
What about Maximum Overdrive?
Oh, what is Maximum Overdrive? Maximum Overdrive. Is it Little Drummer Boy? Because it's relentless.
Yeah, sure. Fair enough.
Great. Okay. Little Drummer.
Yeah. What Christmas song is on the most cocaine?
Max Overdrive. Yep. Great. And then I think we actually got all the low hanging. We don't have the Dark Tower yet.
I've never read the Dark Tower.
I read 4 of them.
All right. This one's up to you then.
What is the Dark Tower? The Dark Tower is the entire Peanuts Christmas album.
Okay.
Because it's got a lot of parts. And it's kind of a magnum opus. So that includes all of it. Okay, great. That's good enough for me. Because the whole thing is a fucking classic.
What's the one, which is the Bachman book where Stephen King writes a fake Stephen King who kills his main character?
The Dark Half?
Yes. That's just the film The Santa Claus.
Yep, that's what it is. The Dark Half is the film. The Santa Claus. And I think we're done. I think we did it.
We graduated to a movie. So.
We have like 25, 30 of these. It's really good.
We show it.
It's incoherent.
Lovely. I love
writing.
It.
Yep.
Wow.
There it is.
It froze. So I'm just staring at it. All right, there we go. We're back.
All right.
Wow. And it got us straight to like 1 hour. We're kind of crushing it.
It's called podcasting. Well, actually, do you know what's going to happen next week? Speaking of crushing it. 250. Episode 250 is going to be our best of.
Oh my God. Wow. It's almost like we planned it.
Yeah.
Do you think, I feel like we're going to record the commentary for that one with the looming specter of how good the commentary was last year.
Yeah, well, I'll try to create some kind of personal and professional tragedy for us to deal with.
For both of us, yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm like halfway there already.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if, I once again am so stressed out I get physically ill, as happened yesterday.
Yeah.
And then maybe it'll be really funny.
It is fun when you're sick. You got to admit that's fucking hilarious.
Got to admit it's awesome. Yeah. All right, now it's time for segments.
Great.
You usually introduce the first one.
Who, me? Sorry,
Yeah,
I just started doing this podcast. I mean, what to say? What is a segment?
What Stephen King work is What's Poppin'?
1 second.
Sorry, I'm Googling.
Webster's Dictionary
Stephen King's longest book.
Webster's Dictionary defines a segment as 1. A portion cut off from a geometric figure by one or more points, lines, or planes, such as A, the area of a circle bounded by a chord and an arc of that circle. B, the part of a sphere cut off by a plane or included between two parallel planes. C, the finite part of a line between 2 points in the line. Or 2A, a piece of something. A bit. A fragment. Or 2B, one of the constituent parts into which a body, entity, or quantity is divided or marked off by, or as if by, natural boundaries. Now, on this podcast, on this show, on this unit of entertainment, we do have 2 segments. And Webster's Dictionary.
Oh my God. You know, Brian told me that I'm not allowed to do the thing where I remove him from the stage anymore because it's too hard to edit. But just know that I wish I could right now.
That is precisely why I was dragging that out, to see if you remembered. Although I don't like to think that I was dragging it out. I like to think that I was enhancing the experience.
I didn't really think about how a segment and a bit are. I'm saving that in the noggin for later.
Yeah, I mean, well, the difference is I do segments, as we know. I've been doing them for a long time, and I've never done a bit.
I just learned what a synonym is today.
I mean, we do segments every week on this show, and if I don't think I've ever done a bit, it's not something that I'm, I know what it means. Of course, I'm not a fool.
That's great.
But
That's awesome.
I don't
That's
do.
So cool.
I don't do.
You're doing
bits.
A great job.
I love doing segments.
This is awesome.
Can you keep the commentary to a minimum, please?
This is so fucking funny.
Can we please?
This is hilarious that you're still doing this 250 episodes.
Well,
it's so awesome and cool and hilarious and fun.
Luckily, I don't hear tone. So all I can say, Leighton, is thank you, and your compliment is much appreciated by me. The first segment on this show is our pop culture recommendation segment, and this is for the first time this week. This is a segment where you get to recommend something you've been enjoying in pop culture. It could be a book, it could be a movie, it could be something else. And the title of this segment is What's Poppin'? And the theme song goes here.
What's poppin'?
What's poppin'? So, Leighton, do you know, every time, by the way, when I say your name around our house, a motorcycle passes, either Rachel or I will say, Leighton.
Leighton.
Leighton. Leighton. Leighton. What's
I think
poppin'?
She enunciates my name more than I ever do because I totally muddle my name.
Leighton. Yeah.
Leighton.
That's what.
Yeah, I don't do a hard T. What's poppin' for me is that I've been listening to audiobooks, which I've never really done because one can only rewatch the same interrogations and cross-examinations over and over to an unhealthy, obsessive degree so many times. So you turn to the magic of audiobooks to listen to while you play Stardew Valley.
And watch the new animated music video for Krobus is Hot by Starbomb.
Is that the title of the song?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just been the Stardew Valley song to me.
Krobus
for
is Hot.
A long time. It's true. He's always my roommate.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my favorite song on the album. What's poppin' for so completely lost my train of thought. I've been listening to audiobooks. I've been listening to lawyer audiobooks about certain cases, and I've been kind of on a run of listening to defense lawyers of horrible people's books because that's a fascinating perspective of that's how the justice system works. It doesn't work if you don't have somebody defending the person who did the horrible thing. That's a mandatory part of this. And So
horrible is relative. A lot of the stuff people get accused of, like people get all uncool about for whatever reason, but like most of the time it's pretty chill.
Right. So what's popping for me is Defending a Monster, John Wayne Gacy by Sam Amarante.
That's what I'm talking about.
Which I didn't really realize that things had gone to trial in that case. And really, really interesting to read from the point of view of like, here's one of the most horrible serial killers ever. He's your client. Good luck.
Oh my God. Yeah. Can you imagine?
So hearing it from the point of view of that guy, super interesting. And also the narrator for the audiobook does a really excellent job of like, it can be really distracting and annoying when the narrator of an audiobook is doing voices, but is not good at it. Like,
yeah.
I was listening to one on Israel Keys, which is what got me to listen to that podcast about him. And it was like a lady narrator who, God bless her.
A narratrix.
The narratrix had like her voice sounded like the AI TikTok voice. Like it was just too.
It was that one where, do you know what's happening when you put dough inside a blender? That kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But when she was talking as Israel Keys in his interrogation, she would do that thing like when girls do a guy's voice where it's like down here a little bit, but kind of in a jokey way. It's like, wait, no, you can't do that. He's talking about mutilating someone. You can't do it in the like, oh, I'm a guy.
Yeah, wait. Can you give me a little bit of what that sounded like talking about a thing?
Yeah, so like he thought he was gonna get away, and he was like, "Oh, you don't have to do this." And it's like, I know how long I planned this for, like, and then I stabbed him.
And then I hopped on some tasty gnar.
Exactly. And also, when you listen to the actual interrogation, he has like a super nasally voice. So if you're gonna do it, at least do it.
Do that
anyway.
He has like a high nasal voice.
Yeah. But the narrator for this Defending a Monster, his John Wayne Gacy voice is so fucking creepy that it made it super enjoyable. Like I was like, does this guy do like erotic audiobook readings? Because it like the level of like, I feel so gross listening to the tone that he's saying it in, and it felt so perfect for like, yeah. He's that creepy. But like the Chicago accents he was doing on all the cops and for the lawyer who wrote the book were so like not over the top, but very funny to hear coming from the guy. I thought it was like a great performance of that book. And it was an interesting book, especially because at a certain point you're kind of like, yeah, I'm rooting for you. Oh no, this is a terrible thing that's happened in court. And it's like, wait a second. No, I'm not on your side. But
that's great.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. I love reading these, like how do you sleep at night? And the conclusion of the book was so interesting too, because the author was like, he was guilty on every count, fucking obviously. But saying that he was tearing up and just like so proud of he got a fair trial. That's the win for me, is that this trial was fair. And that's how our justice system works. And I'm glad that I got to be a part of it. And it's like, God, that's so
cool.
Mature. Anyway, so that's what's popping for me. What's popping for you?
Well, first up, I'm going to propose a new idea. Okay. Every Thanksgiving, we devote an episode to true crime and call it Gacy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Horrible. No notes.
Yep, and it's just serial killer stories on Thanksgiving. Gacy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
God, I wish we could call the episode Gacy's Thanksgiving Parade. Oh. Well,
Anyway,
that's what's popping for me. What's popping for you?
What's popping for me is, I mentioned this very briefly last time, but I really want to talk about it more now. Puzzle Boat 11. Which is a series of puzzles that is put out by P&A or Panda Puzzles and Answers, P&A magazine. They do one a year. I think it's mostly one person who goes by Foggy Broom, I believe. And it's something I've been doing for a couple weeks now with a small group of friends, and it made I was on a trip, which I'll talk about in a moment, but it made the travel sections of this trip fucking fly by, because there's probably over 100 puzzles to solve in it, and it's me and a bunch of other people, and we're all on like Google Sheets together, like co-solving, and it's been such a fun thing to do with friends. And the puzzles they range from, none are as brutal as like a hard mystery hunt puzzle, but some of them are challenging and you need an aha. Many of them are pretty straightforward, but it's so fun. You can still register a team. It's like $100 to register as a team. You can include as many people as you want, I think. And it's just like, I've been having such a great time doing it. And it's just a fun thing to do with friends, and pretty much everyone I'm solving with is, a middle-aged person or a person roughly my age, and it's just, I've been having a great time doing it, and I literally ate up an entire plane trip because I got Wi-Fi, and I'm just on a Google Sheet solving puzzles, and it was great.
Sounds pretty dope.
Puzzle Bodle, and they have the past ones too, which I think are still available. Really great. So that's what's popping for me. Love puzzles. All right, now it's time for our
final segment.
Yeah.
Which is 3 parts gratitude exercise, 1 part petty grousing. The name of the segment is Peaches and Lemons, and the theme song goes right here. Peaches and Lemons. Peaches and Lemons. That was the theme song, and potentially could you put little sleigh bells on it to make it Christmassy?
Always. Yep. Always.
Ew, that was a very wet always.
I tried it. I tried to make it wet.
Really didn't like that.
Yeah, I tried to make it wet.
Okay, we'll each start with a lemon. My lemon is what just happened.
Oh, by the way, speaking of that, I thought of a really good name for a solo album for me. Ready? Rode Hard and Put Away Wecht.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. A terrible expression, rode hard and put away wet.
I've never heard that expression before.
I mean, it's like a horse thing, right? Like you ride the horse around, the horse sweats, and you put it away. You take the horse, you ride it around real hard, and of course now these days it's, I think, usually not. It's meant, you can imagine in what context someone would describe being rode hard and put away wet, but I think that's originally used to talk about horses.
I mean, when you said the horse part, it was worse because it implies that you're the rider of the horses.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes, but
my lemon.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm talking about Israel Keys so much on this episode. I listened to a whole book about him, and now I'm listening to a very long podcast about him. The thing that bothers me is I think this is a pretty good podcast, but when the episode is over, not only does it play a full song, not only is the song never related to the episode, not only is it never a good song, it's like 5 minutes of dead air at the end of every fucking episode, which is only like 30 minutes long, where it's subjecting to me, and I gotta pick up my phone and go to the next one. Stop it. I don't need to hear this full. What are you doing? What is even the thought process here? This is a show about a serial killer, and it's like, oh, here's an Amy Mann song. Fuck you. In its entirety? No. Mm-hmm. So that's my lemon. I hate it in general when a podcast has like a super long tail at the end, even if it's just silence.
Could not agree more. Yep.
You're getting in the way of me listening to your show.
Yep.
Anyway, Brian, will you put 10 minutes of silence at the end of this episode?
Always do.
All right. Well, that's my lemon. What's your lemon?
It's, by the way, it's not, the 10 minutes at the end of every episode is not actually silence. It's me whispering at super low frequencies doing subliminal stuff. Like Brian's so cool. You really gotta listen to Brian's music. Man, that guy looks good. Oh, wow. I think he dresses really well, too. I bet he's a great father. Stuff like that.
Please actually paste that at the end of the episode.
My lemon is, and I will talk about this more. I recently got back from some travel. Actually, recently I recently came into some cash, but I wiped it off, and then I had a whole bunch of money I got to spend. Right?
What?
I recently came into some cash. And then I wiped it off. And then I had a whole bunch of money. Mm-hmm. I had to spend. Do you want me to really describe this?
No. That painted a vivid picture, and I guess also painted the cash. So
yeah, well, anyone who wants more details, just listen to the last 10 minutes of this episode, because you'll be getting it. So yeah, I recently embarked on some travel to play some shows, and I had some merch sent to I had 2 shows that I had to travel for in Boston, New York, and I got some merch, the new Holiday album, sent to Boston, and the merch did not arrive in time for the show because there was an incorrect zip code through, I'm not going to mention any names, but it was not my fault. The information.
Nothing ever is.
No, very true. Thank you, Layton. Thank you. I gave the information that I was given to the right person, and the information was not correct that I was given. And so the merch just straight up didn't show up until after I left. Although I learned one thing UPS does, according to the shipper, was sometimes they will just kind of assume they know where it's going and drop it off so they can mark it as delivered. So they manually changed an address and just left, 100 albums at some random location.
Are you going to be able to get them, or are they just...
We'll see. So, but
Lord, that sucks.
But and not only did the merch not get there, that's I don't know, hopefully...
That's your money from the show, right?
That's my money from the show. So I did, it's unfortunate because I was there to do holiday shows to promote the album, and then I didn't have an album with me. So I still, it did fine. Don't worry about it. It's not like it was a huge, huge loss. But it was such a bummer to be trying to chase down UPS and all that.
Yeah,
that's
the worst.
So
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my lemon.
All right, that's lemons. Now it's time for our peaches, which are 3 things that are cool and good and whatever. I'll go first, as usual, because mine are always short. Because I have a terminal inability to feel joy. So my first peach is that Buffalo Wild Wings is a very nostalgic place for me. Many hours.
Everything about you radiates Buffalo Wild Wings vibes, Layton.
Yeah.
You look at her and you're like, that girl hangs out at Buffalo Wild Wings. She's a B-dub-dub.
Well, it's great, too, because my dad and I would go all the time, not to watch sports, but to play trivia on the little TVs. That's why it's so nostalgic, is sitting there forever playing trivia. But I don't know. First, the effort of a food delivery app to send you notifications all day, every day, hey, are you craving Taco Bell? Fuck off. Don't do that.
Fourth meal time, baby.
Anyway, I got a perfectly timed one that was you can get boneless wings for cheaper. And I ordered fried pickles and teriyaki wings, and something about that just I was fully nostalgia'd out. It's disgusting, gross food, but it really scratched an itch for me.
Is there a Buffalo Wild Wings anywhere near your place?
I don't know. I ordered it, so it
appeared. So who the fuck knows where it came from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was yummy. It's disgusting, but yummy. Second peach is Susie. I love Susie so much. I just wish I could give her a hug. And she's just such a great friend, and I respect her so much as a creative and as a person and as a woman, and she's awesome. And my third peach is that after reaching perfection on Stardew Valley for the third time, I installed a shit ton of mods on my Steam Deck. And now I have a very modded Stardew Valley. And this is the first time I'm playing with mods for real. And it's great. It's awesome. Stardew Valley Expanded, which adds so much new content, that alone is amazing. But the automation mods, where you can just set up like, basically make factories. Like if you put a chest next to a machine, next to a thing that pushes things out, you can just set up these Factorio, like, it's awesome. It brings a lot. To the game. Those I'm not retaking that. Those are my peaches. What about you?
Okay. Peach number 1 is, on this trip, I saw so many friends and family. In Boston, I got to see, the reason that I booked that trip is because my buddy Norm, who owns the clubs I played at and owns the club that Rachel and I met at. So he came to see Trey when I did Boston with Twerp. He's like, dude, we got to get this in the club. And we did it. So I got to see him, friend Jeremy, who's a longtime improv friend through there too. In New York, got to see Bill Childs and kid and fiance, and my sister and other friends, like, it just full of, I was really not looking forward to this travel, not because I didn't want to do the shows, but just because it's travel and I wasn't feeling prepared for it. But seeing so many good friends I otherwise wouldn't get to see made it all worthwhile. Oh, and in New York, so I'm walking out, I take the train down from Boston. I'm walking out. I have to, because I don't have merch, I have to go get more headshots printed. And I just like...
Objectively a funny sentence.
And I'm walking down so I just kind of take a path to go to a Kinko's. I'm walking down the street and somebody goes, Brian whacked. And I was like, what? The 2 random friends who live in DC, Lindsay and Jonna, and their kids are walking down the street in New York for something else. And they ended up coming to the show that night. And along with another friend who got a Facebook targeted ad and didn't know I was in town because I fucking forgot to tell everybody. And he texts me, he's like, are you in New York right now? And I'm like, well, I'm almost there. I'm on the train. And he knows that is a whole thing where, like, all these friends, some unexpected, I got to see. It's incredible.
That's amazing. That like seeing somebody you know in a random place that you didn't know they would be, that's not where they live, has only ever happened to me once, and it is the weirdest thing. So that's great that you got to. Well,
at least it's great, and at least I didn't do the thing. It's because every once in a while when you have that cognitive dissonance, you're like, you're not supposed to be here. You can't come up with a name every once in a while. And luckily, they're good friends. I knew exactly who they were, but that has happened to me where you see someone out of context and you're like, what?
Yes, or thinking that you've seen a person that you know in a random context with no reason for you to think that they'd be there, but it's not them.
Well, actually, this kind of happened with the friends that I saw because Rachel, she saw a picture of a person, a woman on, I don't know, some post or something. And then she texted her wife. I don't know why she didn't text the woman originally. And was like, is this her? And wife was like, no. And then they started a whole conversation. And then 2 days later, I like run into both of them on the streets of New York. And I was like, but Rachel was just texting you because of the mistaken. It was like this whole weird thing. Anyway, so that's peach number 1. Peach number 2 is Wall in New Jersey. I got to go to my all-time favorite restaurant, the Belmont Tavern in Belleville, New Jersey, which is, I've talked about on the show. It is the greatest place in the world. It is full of Jersey boys and Sopranos headshots. I'll all over the wall. I'll text you one later, but it is like the ultimate Italian New Jersey experience. I love it so much. I had everything that I love to have there. Their chilled red wine, their cavatelli and pot cheese, as they insist on a pasta course, family style salad, something they call shrimp beeps, which I don't know what the fuck it is. It's like shrimp in a red sauce. It's amazing. And their famous chicken Savoy. It's the greatest place ever. I cannot get enough of it. We went there. And my final peach is that the merch that did not arrive at the club was all recovered.
Yay!
Because they had a picture of where they dropped it off. Guy at the comedy club made an educated guess about where he thought it might have gone. Showed up at this residence, like a house, around dinner time. Wow. Knocks on the door. He's like, "Hey, did you get a random box of stuff?" And they were like, "Yeah, it's right here." Hands it over. And this was all the vinyl. It was 100 records. Wow. Which is like a big portion of this shipment I made. And now they're all recovered and I'm getting them back. So it was
amazing.
Yeah.
That's some GeoGuessr shit.
I know, because it was like we knew the zip code that it was actually delivered to, and he was like, well, maybe they thought it was this street, which is sort of like this other street. Anyway, it all worked out and we got it all back, which is
it's when the
great.
address thing will be like, I know you just typed in your address, but what if there were like 5 more numbers added to your zip code that you never use?
Well, here's the really fucked up part is they had 2 boxes scheduled to go to the same address on the same shipment, and they went to different places. Why? I don't know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
But we got it all back, and, it's not the worst problem in the world if I had to print them again or whatever, but it all worked out because everything's coming up, Daddy.
Don't ruin one of my favorite phrases. For some reason, this conversation reminded me of something that I saw on the ground outside that I need to send you.
I love where this is going.
And I need you to look at this picture and react to it.
Are you texting it to me?
It's 2 pictures, yeah.
I wonder if the texts are going to come through faster now that this shit kind of...
Maybe.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that actually came through way faster. Okay, what is this? What is this? What is this? This is... Oh, my. Wow. Sexuality and family planning.
In
Sexual
Spanish,
life. And I don't know this other word. Pareja. La vida en pareja. I don't know. That's pretty great. Oh, man.
Can you believe that there are straight up tits on the front of a book?
On this cover. It's Sexualidad, Planificación Familiar, La Vida Sexual. And I assume that's sexuality and family planning. Wow. Yeah, there's a butt. Oh my God, you can see her butt.
Couple is pretty.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
But look at the other items that are in the image, though.
Oh, sorry. I was too busy looking at dem tits. A notebook? A backpack? Is that a leopard print something?
Something.
I don't see what else should I be looking at? Are those sex toys?
Well, there's the bottle of lotion. There's the
where's
bottle of baby
oil.
oil.
Oh, it's a teeny bottle of lotion.
There's the baby oil.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, look at that.
But more important, the extra object that's there in the shot that doesn't have my feet in it.
Oh, hold on. In the shot that doesn't have your feet in it. I see. Oh, it's a fidget spinner. That's really funny.
And I love that the fidget spinner is like I'm showing the camera for the video version. I'll send these to Rich.
That's awesome.
So it'll be higher quality, but the fidget spinner just like 2 feet away. Because the way that I walked up to this is I saw the bag and the books first, and then a slow look over to see the fidget spinner.
This is a great... I'm sorry, I'm too busy looking at these pictures on the cover here. The way she's holding her hair and her neck, and he's like smelling her ear.
Sexualidad.
Wow.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that rules.
Really, I should have opened them up and rifled through them, but
No, you don't pick up.
I did not want to touch these.
No,
this is a pile of objects that I very badly did not want to touch.
I could not agree with you more. Touching these would have been grounds for dismissal from everything. Wow. Well, on that note, Layden, why don't you close us out here with some final thoughts about sexualidad?
Do you have anything?
Wow.
I'm mentally fumbling.
Well, I'm just going to say, make sure to listen to the last 10 minutes of this podcast, because here's what I want you to do, everybody. Okay. Go somewhere by yourself. Turn the lights not off, all the way down. Okay. light a candle or two. They don't have to be the same scent, but they should complement each other nicely. All right. Put yourself in some kind of relaxed position. Could be seated, could be prone, whatever is working for you.
Prone. Jesus.
And just listen, really turn up the volume and listen to the sound of my voice as I guide you through a journey of sexualidad. All right. Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Late Night is produced by Brian Wecht and Leighton Gray. Sign up for our Patreon at patreon.com/LeightonNight. Follow us on Twitter at @LeightonNight, on Instagram at @Leighton_night, or email us at leightonnight@gmail.com. Welcome to this guided meditation of a day in the life of Brian Wecht. In this journey, I, Brian Wecht, will walk you through what it would be like if you were me. Sit back, relax, find an environment free of distraction, and get ready to be me for the next 10 minutes. The alarm rings. The time is 6:45 a.m. You slowly work your way into consciousness. You look down. Your heavily muscled figure lies below the bedsheets. You are warm from a restful night of sleep. You feel that during the night your skin has gained approximately 7% more moisture than it had when you got into bed. That's above average for you, and you can tell because you're Brian Wecht. You take your feet from under the duvet and you slide them slowly across the bed until they tenderly make contact with the floor. Well, not the floor, the rug on the floor, which you purchased with your own money, which you earned from music. You walk over to the chest of drawers next to the closet, and slowly, in the darkness, you pull open the second drawer, containing your finest pairs of socks. You ruffle through the neatly folded pairs, and you can tell the difference between them by feel, because you can feel colors, because you're Brian Wecht. Red feels salty, blue feels like the ocean, green feels pungent. You choose the black ones because they're your favorite, and you slip them gracefully onto your feet. The muscles in the standing leg, the one that's touching the ground, contracting slightly as you lift up the other leg to put a sock on the foot that's on the end of it. Did I mention that you slept nude the previous night? This is relevant because the socks right now are the only thing on your body. You pull on, additionally, a pair of lounge pants and a lounge shirt, and you flip on the light in your room. One of your many wives stirs, the light having slightly disturbed her slumber, but she does not wake. You open the door and go to the kitchen, where a fresh pot of coffee awaits you. You pick up the urn and you pour the coffee from the urn. Now, when I say urn, I mean it's a big urn. It's like 2 feet tall. So picking it up isn't easy, but it's easy for you because you're Brian Wecht. And you work out 3 to 4 times a week with some combination of weights and cardio. Mostly cardio, but you do have a weight program that you do, which you got from a trainer a while back, but then you don't go to the trainer anymore because it got too expensive and you weren't totally sure it was worth the money because it kind of felt like a diminishing returns situation. But you like the basic program, so you keep doing it with mild modifications. But you're strong enough to pick up the urn of coffee, and it's well insulated so you don't burn yourself. And you take it in one arm, and you hold your insulated tumbler in the other, and you manipulate the urn so that the coffee pours out of it into the tumbler. You place them both on the counter next to the samovar, a family heirloom. And then you go to the sugar dispenser, and she's been waiting there for you to give you the sugar. Also, she's one of your wives. And she greets you in the manner to which you've become accustomed. And she spoons the sugar, exactly 1/2 teaspoon, into your insulated tumbler of coffee. But she doesn't stir it because what you like, the way you like it, is for the sugar to slowly dissolve in the coffee so that the first sips don't really taste sweet, but then it gets sweeter as the sugar dissolves. So you just spoon, she spoons the sugar in, and it just sits there slowly dissolving. So far, 10 minutes have passed since you first awoke, which means that you're, as always, ahead of schedule. You walk out to the studio. Probably something's happening with your kid, but you don't know what it is, so it's not really like your problem. Right then, she's probably got to go to school or whatever it is she does. Anyway, someone else takes care of that. So you go out to your music studio, and you sit down at the console, which you bought with your own money. And you decide to see what muse will strike you today. Sometimes that muse is Madame Jazz. Sometimes it's Madam Funk. Sometimes it's Mr. Rock. And every once in a while it's Dr. Blues. Today, Madam Jazz is calling, and you quickly open the door to her wiles, and you let her inspire you. The music flows freely through you. It's not always a first thought, best thought situation, but it is today. And within 10 minutes of pure improvisation, you have created another masterpiece. You stop. You know that you are your own worst critic. And by that, I mean you know that you think everything you do is amazing. So you're like actually a bad critic. But also, everything you do is amazing. And you look great today. Anyway, you stop because you know you need distance from the music you've just written, or you won't be able to approach it objectively. So you find a way to distract yourself, to cleanse your oral palate for a moment. So you put on an episode of your very, very successful podcast, Late Night with Brian Wecht, which ends with a guided meditation where you are Brian Wecht. And then you find yourself in this kind of Inception type situation where you, as Brian Wecht, have just listened to the podcast, which has a thing where you're pretending to be Brian Wecht, which tells you to go listen to the podcast. And as you repeat this cycle, you sink deeper and deeper into your heavily muscled body, secure in the notion that things are as intended.